Hi, darling angels. It's me, Mrs. Culp, here to help you do some more Punnett Square problem practice. And some of you are rolling your eyes and saying, "Oh my gosh, this is so easy. I get it, Mrs. Culp." But there are several of you who do not know what you're doing. I don't think you're taking the time to look at the videos and take notes and do some more practice problems. So you're very confused. I'm not saying this stuff is easy. I'm saying that if you don't get it, that we really need to put in the effort to understand it, because this is not something that we can just mull past and you'll be fine doing it again in the future. So if you already understand this, then you're going to say, wow, this is a super easy assignment. And if you don't, well, then hopefully we could do a little more practice and you will feel a little more comfortable. So we're going to do a couple problems together and you guys are going to figure out our answers here. So look at the first question. In humans, dark hair is dominant over blonde hair. If a heterozygous dark-haired man had a son with a blonde-haired woman, that's the light hair, okay, what would the probability be that the son would have dark hair like his father? So let's start with always a key. If the problem is telling us that dark hair is dominant, then that means that two capital letters or big letter, little letter is going to give you dark hair. This is a key. It tells me what genotypes give me what phenotype. So when I'm done, I could just reference that real quick and I don't even have to think twice. In fact, I don't even have to think at all. I just have to look at my key. Little letter means blonde hair or light hair. Okay. According to the problem, it says that the gentleman who's the father is heterozygous for dark hair and his wife has blonde hair. So here's the dad. Does it matter where you put the dad? No, I'm just putting him on the top so you know that this is the father that I'm talking about. If he's heterozygous for dark hair, hetero means different, so he would be like a big capital letter and a little lowercase letter. He marries a blonde woman. Well, look at my key, people. Oh, I messed up my key. So sorry. It was an accident. Blonde hair is recessive, so it has to be, see, that's why, because they changed it to capital. I don't want it to be. Two little letters. Super. Now let's do the cross. And this is the part that's easier. Okay, just look what's on the top and what's on the side and what's on the top and what's on the side. It's big letter, little letter. This one is two little letters. This one is big letter, little letter. This is two little letters. Done. Did you see how I always put the big letter first, just like my name, Allison Culp? The first letter is the capital one. Don't put it in the middle or on the end. That doesn't make sense. Okay, I'm done. I did the square. But the question is asking, what's the probability that they would have a son who would have dark hair like his father? So we need to look at these kids and we need to figure out what's the chance that the kid is going to have dark hair. So if you look at the four children, remember each box means 25%. So this box and this box are what color hair? Dark, because I made a key. I don't even have to think. Just look at it. This box and this box are what color hair? Blonde. I don't even have to think about it. It's right there. Two recessive alleles. So the answer to this question would be 50% of the kids would have dark hair and 50% would have blonde hair. 50% would probably be heterozygous. 50% would probably be homozygous recessive. And if I answered that question, I would say there's about 50-50 chance that that kid's going to have blonde hair like his mom or dark hair like his dad. That's it. Okay, done. Let's move on past this problem. Let's do another one. In tomatoes, red fruit is dominant over yellow fruit. I think I just made some of the stuff up, so just whatever. If a homozygous red fruited plant is crossed with a yellow fruited plant, what are the expected ratios of that F1 generation, which means the first generations, which means their babies? So let's make another key, because the key is the key to getting this right. Big R, is the letter I said? I think I did. Big R, or big R, little r. What color is dominant? Well, I told you in this problem that it's red. So the only way to get a yellow tomato fruit thingy is to have two recessive alleles. I said, please cross a homozygous red fruit. Let's pretend that the red fruit is the daddy fruit? With a yellow fruit, well, look at my key. The only way to get a yellow fruit is little r, little r. Super. Now you do the cross. Top, side, top, and the side, and the top, and the side. You see how I did the big letter first the whole time? Okay. All right, so what's the chance of them having a yellow fruited offspring or a red fruited offspring? Let's look at my children and let's look at my key. Well, 100% of their kids are big R, little r. There's no way that these two fruits can make any baby fruits that are not heterozygous. Cool. What color does that mean that all of their fruit babies are? Well, look at my key. It says big R, little r is red, so 100% chance. Okay, let's look at the next one. If two plants from this first generation were crossed, what would be the resulting genotypes and phenotype ratios? I meant ratios, not rations. Rations. For this cross. Okay, so basically if you cross a brother and sister fruit, what are their babies going to look like? Keep in mind, that's fine. If fruit are incestual, it doesn't matter. In fact, they can have babies with themselves. Remember, flowers can self-fertilize, but not so good for people. All right, guess what? The key's the same because the problem's the same. Red is dominant, yellow is recessive. Now it says cross two of the babies that we got from our last generation. Well, we said all the babies are going to be heterozygous. So cross a heterozygous daddy with a heterozygous mommy and do the cross. Okay, what's on top, what's on the side? On top, what's on the side? What's on top, what's on the side? Change that. Okay, we did it. We did the cross. Great. Let's interpret it. Look at this square. What color is that, fruit? Look at my key. Oh, it's red. Look at that square. What color is that, fruit? Look at my key. Oh, it's red. Oh, it's red. Oh, that's yellow. So we just figured out all the phenotype ratios for the offspring. 75% of these babies will most likely be red, and about 25 will most likely be yellow. Is it possible? They have 100 baby fruits, and all of them are yellow. Is it possible? Yes. Is it likely? No. What about the genotype ratios? Well, 1 out of 4 is homozygous dominant. What percent is that? Well, each box is 25%, so we could say 25% are big R, big R. 2 out of 4 are big little. That's why it's so important that you always put the big letter first, because if you put little r, big R, you would think they were different, and they're not. So do that. Lastly, only 1 box is homozygous recessive. What if you're like, Miss Cole, I don't like percents. I want to do like actual ratios. Okay, fine. You could say 1 to 2 to 1. 1 to 2 to 1 would be big R, big R, big R, little r, little r, little r. You could say that. I don't care. You could do fractions. I'm doing percents because it's a little simplistic, right? Okay, so for this last problem, you guys are going to figure it out all on your own. A heterozygous tall pea plant is crossed with a short pea plant. What are the expected genotypic and phenotypic ratios for this cross? Meaning, what are those offspring going to look like in terms of their genotypes and their phenotypes? So right now, you're going to need something to write this down with because, boy, you should not be doing these in your head. I want you to make a key. What's tall and what's short in terms of genotypes. You should have 2 for one and 1 for the other. Then you're going to figure out the dad and the mom. Keep in mind it says a heterozygous tall pea plant is crossed with a short pea plant. Doesn't matter which one you call the mom or the dad. They're just plants. Who cares? Okay? All right, so you got the parents. Now what? Do the cross. Actually put the letters where they belong. Top and bottom, top and side, top and side, top and side. Okay, now that you have all the offspring mapped out, The last step of this problem is to figure out the phenotypic and genotypic ratios, meaning what are your kids looking like? Are all of them tall? Are all of them short? Is 50%, 75%? They heterozygous, homozygous dominant? So last piece of this puzzle, tell me about the offspring. If you have questions, I've uploaded like 8 videos for you to watch. I have put practice problems. I will put more practice problems. You can email me questions. You can play that quizzes multiple times, but doing nothing and saying, oops, can I retry it? I didn't do that great is not going to work. So I need effort from you. But please, please, please reach out with questions. I will gladly help you, and we can do some practice together on a Google Meet this week. All right, have a great day. Wash your hands.